working and poking and prodding and finding his way up to the 36.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
They'll go to the ground. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Yellow Jackets are rolling down the field. They're going to ride this running back. Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane, and you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easily, and more importantly, can get this defense to be more aggressive, to bring DBs close to the line of scrimmage, and then that might open up some big plays down the field.
To the ground with the back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
The 7th play of this opening drive, they'll need to move the chains on 3rd and short. To the ground to try to move the chains. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down.
This defense really is on their heels. They've been on the field now for a long time on this drive. And at the point of attack up front like we saw in that last play.
That's caught. It's Haynes.
You know, and that's why this guy can play 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down. You've already seen him earlier in the drive rip off some nice runs, but he can catch the football as well. They're going to find ways to get him going in all sorts of ways, but you're seeing it specifically on this drive.
And the Yellow Jackets with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Looking for a man. It's King. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike zone, a bigger dude, and you could tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
Got enough space, and the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets!
And that is exactly what you love to see as a head coach, watching your offense take the field, first drive of the game, and you're methodical, and you take what the defense gives you. You make good decisions. You don't have negative plays. You don't have missed assignments. That shows your head coach that you are locked in and ready to go.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. So the NC State Wolfpack comes out, and they'll have the ball for the first time. We have got a tremendous matchup between these two running backs, both stars in their own right, and David, both ready to make a huge impact.
I mean, how fun is it to have two guys, one on each side, when they have the football, like they can go the distance. Just dynamic speed, great vision. These defenses are in.
Brings into the open. And they'll spot 45. That's good enough for a first.
That's excellent blocking there on the left side of the line. They were able to get great push, get off the line, create a little bit of crease for that running back.
They just created a wall. He had all kinds of room to run.
I might go back to that one and call that one again. It worked so well.
The Wolfpack with a lot of options on second and short. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. Drag down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Out of the gun, they give to the back. Came through like a shot and knocked him down for a loss of 5.
And it's a great play by the defensive end. The most athletic players on the field play defensive end. Yes, you heard me, Jess, Reese. Exactly what I said. Great get off. Great job getting in the backfield, making the play.
Dropping back, it's Bailey. Right on the money. And they make the stop, and that will likely bring us to the end of the first quarter. Guys, we've reached the end of the quarter, and Georgia Tech has the lead. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the second quarter. This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. With the catch, it's Grimes. They'll pick up enough yardage for the first down. They've got it at the 30. Pass completion, move the sticks, and let's see if they try it again. Off play action on first down. And here's a fumble way behind the line. It's as if that ball had a magnet going back to the offense. How in the world did they keep it? And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. Really need to pick up some yardage this time on second and long. Looking to fire. Catch in the middle, it's Anderson. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Wolfpack with lots of ground to cover on third down. Back to pass, it's Bailey. Looking for the end zone. Touchdown, North Carolina State! Made the grab in the end zone for the score. Looking for the time with the extra point.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
The returner will field it and try to set up his offense in great field position. And the return man showing great vision to be able to find some space and put his team in much better field position. The Georgia Tech offense rolls back onto the field. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. Stopped after a pickup of 4. Good run to get it out to the 34. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Back to pass. Fires to the big fella. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. Got it done in the passing game on the last play. Let's see what they do on first down. Looking to throw on first down. Just a short pass to the tight end. Defense uses the sideline there, and he gets it into plus territory at the 49. The Yellow Jackets in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Fights off the defender. And he's brought down, but the defender got a face full of stiff arm before he picked up that first down. Now a first down from the 45-yard line. Looking for a man, it's Kane. quickly out to the tight end. He'll go out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. A big play as this offense in business. We'll take a quick break here. 2 minutes to play in the first half. And the Yellow Jackets will line it up on 1st and 10. Wide receiver comes in motion. Wants to throw on 1st down. Firing to the right, complete. He stopped just short of the goal line at the 1. An explosive play has him set up. The Yellow Jackets have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Georgia Tech.
And that touchdown run is just going to galvanize this entire football team. Really nice job being physical, and that sends a message. We're not just taking the lead. There's a lot of football left, and we're going to keep trying to run this ball down your throat.
Here he comes, and the ball pops out. Oh, inviting disaster. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. Once he got a step, it was all over, right to the house. Oh, and they blocked it.
And this is why a lot of coaches don't kick the ball out of the end zone. They want them to return the football so something good can happen. So you can put a hat on a football, cause a fumble, make something happen, Palmer, and that's exactly what the kickoff unit does.
Man, I love kickoff coverage units, David, that take pride in their jobs. These guys want to line up. They want to run down the field and hurt somebody. That was a huge game-changing play to not just create the turnover, but to score a touchdown.
To the air on 1st down. Pocket breaking down. Makes the catch. It's Smothers. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down. Looking downfield, it's Bailey. Finds his big tight end. Out across the 30 mark, down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Looking to throw on 1st down. Quickly complete. They'll get the 1st down. It's spotted on the 49. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They just keep firing. Looking for a deep man. And it falls in complete. But it could have been much, much worse as the defender was right there. They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Couldn't connect on 1st down, now back to the air. Can't make the catch, and it'll be 3rd down. He had that thing and just lost his concentration. Trying to pick up a 1st down. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. He's brought down at the 49. That is well short of the 1st down. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their 1st of the half. Punt is on its way. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. Wants to go up top on 1st down. There's a heat.
This is why everybody grows up and wants to be an offensive coordinator and not a defensive coordinator, because he can do that. He drops back. He's supposed to pass, but you know what? I'll just scramble around, and I'll just go get plenty of yards and pick them up and put them down, and I'm faster than most of your other guys, too, so good luck stopping me.
That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be 2nd and just a few breaths away from the 1st down. The offense calls timeout. It's the 2nd one they've used this half. And the Yellow Jackets come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. Grabbed in the middle. It's Rivers. He makes the stop at the 48. That'll be enough for a 1st down and a pickup of 10. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the air. It's King. Caught over the middle. It's Rutherford. They bring him down, but not before he gets a 1st down at the 35. The Yellow Jackets headed quickly to the line. Looking downfield on 1st down.
Another 1st down. Man, this defense couldn't stop.
Touchdown, Georgia Tech! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. They've got the lead and trying to put this one in a hammerlock here in Week 10.
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all first half, running the ball, throwing the ball. They add insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Enough time to get off a play before we head to halftime. The give to the back. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, one of the best environments in the game, and Raleigh has given us a fun first half. And this offense has been the story through 2 quarters, extending this lead and really dominating almost every aspect of this game. We're talking lethal efficiency from the O-line right on down to the skill position guys. Although I'd argue those big uglies up front are skilled players in their own right.
And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession. Oh, he's got some space. Big run from deep in his own end, and he's out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Now on first down from the 28. Back to throw, it's Bailey. Finds his big tight end. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover and pick up the first. To the air on second down. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. And the incomplete pass will bring up fourth down. The Wolfpack will have to bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. On the move, looking for a little sliver of hope. They'll get down and put a stop to this return. They'll mark it at the 32. Georgia Tech has the ball back, and here comes the Yellow Jacket offense. Not much he could do there. Does pick up 2 to the 34.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Now facing a third and long. Under fire. They're working that left side. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive. Leaves it with the running back. And he broke one tackle on the way to a solid pickup there. Ran the ball on first down. Let's see what they do on second. Give to the running back. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. The Yellow Jackets are moving quickly down the field. Looking for a gap. It's Haynes. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. And maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent of things they did right, things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
There to make the tackle, and with that, we'll head to the fourth quarter. That's the end of the period, and Georgia Tech has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. So the final period starts with a second down play. On the move. A run, gets it into the red zone, and they've knocked him down at the 17.
And if this offense can keep that rolling, if they can keep the physical ground game and continue to add these plays up as they go along, long drives, eat the clock with the lead, this coach will be ecstatic.
Going to work on second down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. It'll be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Now on fourth down, here comes the field goal team. He splits the uprights, and that will extend their lead even further. That lead just keeps getting fatter, and this kickoff team doing a little running.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through.
Oh, my goodness, he's still moving. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Dropping back, it's Bailey. Quick strike complete. Makes the tackle at the 30 after he picked up 10.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game they wanted to try to attack the middle of the field in the passing game, and they're able to execute the in route there.
Looking to throw on first down. Got it in the middle, it's Smothers. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. So now it's second and long. Wants to go up top. Catch in the middle, it's Jackson. Tackled at the 43 after picking up 10. Offense lines up for a 1st and 10 from the 43. From the gun, the running back has it. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Clock stops and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. This offense looking for anything to cut into this big lead. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Looking to fire. Pulls it in, it's Anderson. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Wants to throw on first down. Got it in the middle, it's Scott. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. NC State might think about going for a big one on second and short. Pulls it in, it's Anderson. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. They've got it inside the 30 at the 28, first down. Wants to keep it in the air. NC State with a lot of ground to cover after losing yardage on the last play. Wants to throw. It's Bailey. Takes the easy completion. Can't get him to the ground.
Hey, on offense, you got to know when the play is over. That one there, nowhere to go with it after he caught the football. You start trying to juke guys. You start trying to run backward. This ain't high school anymore. I mean, you used to be able to make that play years ago. You're not doing it here in big-time college football, though.
Deep shot for the end zone. Touchdown, Wolfpack! They took a shot to the end zone and found 6 points waiting on them.
You know, quarterbacks and receivers, they develop confidence and chemistry as the game goes on. These two right now are definitely on the same page.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Dynamite matchup this week in the American, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. North Texas has the lead right now. The good folks in Denton have been buzzing all week, but this game is hardly over. There is time left on that clock. They're up by 11 over Navy. Ought to be fun, fellas, to see how things play out in this notable matchup in the American.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. There he goes.
Man, that's the advantage of having a good coaching staff to teach these players in this type of situation with the lead late in the game. You want to stay in the field of play and keep the clock ticking. They do that after that nice run.
And the Yellow Jackets with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Here's the handoff. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, this running back has had a pretty good day so far in this game, and I think the key right now is for the defense to find a way to slow him down. He had a good run 2 plays ago. The defense gets the TFL on this one. I think you got to change up your fronts defensively and try to give this offensive line different alignment looks to see if they can confuse him.
That's a really good break on the football. I mean, he sees the ball come out, and he hits it right as he's catching it. Nice job of dislodging the football from the receiver. That's a good play by the defensive back.
He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He's got it. First down and more. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets. And the route is on. They're now in really good shape to get back into the win column as they extend the lead here late.
And they say play to the final whistle. This offense took it to heart. Scoring late, maybe they could have wasted the clock. They made no doubt about it. This one's over.
Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. They put the brakes on.